All right, let's get into the three critical pieces that are going to change in your life. You know, a lot of people, when they get into real estate, you don't know what you don't know. And then you get better and better and you know what you don't know. And then you move into the unconscious competence of what you're doing, which is really getting into a mindset shift as well. But we're going to break it down into three things. And let me show you what those three things are. And let's draw them like this. We've got three circles that we're going to look at. And let's call these the three circles of your progress through real estate. The first one, as we go through this, is going to be your conscious brain, right? And when you look at the consciousness of what you're doing, that is going to end up becoming the activities through your life. Those are the things that you're going to work on over the next 30, 60, 90 days that are going to change everything. But it's going to be a conscious process because you've got to learn new skills. You've got to develop the right knowledge as you go forward. You have to build the habits over time because habits don't come in a day. They come, and by the way, they don't come in 21 days either. And you'll see that all over the place. It is a much longer process, or it could be shorter. It depends on you. There are some times where it could take a year to develop a new habit, but then there are some that could take a week to develop a new habit. The most likely time to set or break habits is day number 2. If you go through and you do it 2 days in a row, you're on the right track. If you break it after one day and you break it on day number 2, then obviously you're off the track, right? So just get day to day conscious activities as you go through this process. What that's going to do is it's going to turn into subconscious. What do I mean by subconscious? That's when somebody asks you a question and you know the answer without even thinking about it. It's, again, take the pro athlete. Do they have to think about shooting the basket from the corner? Do they have to think about how they're on those starting blocks on the 100-meter race? Do they have to think about what they're doing in their particular sport? No, they don't, because it's subconscious. They practice the conscious activities enough, long enough, consistently enough, where now they've become subconscious activities and they react. Well, it's the same thing in real estate. When you build the skills, i.e., negotiation skills, what to say, how to say it, exactly what to say in every situation, which again, we're going to go over specifically as well, then you start building those pieces that are going to help you succeed. The other piece of that, too, is the knowledge process. One of the biggest, scariest questions for agents a lot of times is, how long have you been in real estate? How many homes have you sold? Well, if you know how to answer those questions and you have the knowledge piece in place, which we're going to show you how to get, you're not going to be worried about those questions. It's going to come second nature, but those are also going to turn into your habits as you go through. Those are your habits. Those are the things that are going to get with you and stay with you long enough. But there's one more piece of it. We have to make sure that our self-image is in the right place. What do I mean by that? Right? Hold on. Well, if you think about self-image and you want to make $100,000, you want to make 200,000, $1,000,000, but the most you've ever made is $45,000. If you get onto the right track to do that, even if you do it in 30, 60 days, have you allowed yourself to accept that you are on that different path and different level? A lot of times that's a challenge. It's called winning. It's called the self-image piece of it. If you have an athlete that all of a sudden takes a massive step up and does really well in an event or a match or a competition or something like that, and they haven't given themselves permission to succeed yet, then they're going to revert back to where they were. As you probably have heard all the time, you're going to rise to the level of your competition. Well, that's not true. That's absolutely a full and false myth out there. You don't rise to the level of competition. You fall to the level of your training. When you fall to the level of your training, That's going to go back to those conscious and subconscious activities as well. But it's going to lead to the self image. We have to make sure that we are accepting and have given ourselves permission to succeed at the highest level. And that takes work, it takes time, it takes a process where you're developing the 5 habits on a daily basis to build the skills, the right skills, the knowledge over time, all of those different things. As we're going to work on that. And it's a big thing that we want to do with you as well. Because when you do that, it all leads into the right mindset path. It leads into the mindset path of winning and succeeding and building the habits that are going to, again, change your life, change the life and trajectory of you, your family, your friends, everything around those as well. So, all right, let's get into it. Conscious, which leads to the activities, subconscious, which comes from the habits, and self image, which, of course, all of it together is that mindset piece. You ready? Let's go.